Happy 100th birthday, FRE.
Whoa, that's even older than you, Caleb.
I'm only a few years older than you, Elena. Calm down.
Like Caleb said, I'm Elena Poulin, he is Caleb Stair, and this is FRE Lunch,
the official podcast of the Food and Resource Economics Department at the University of Florida.
This season is all about our greatest hits. Well, FRE's greatest hits.
It's part of a broad effort to showcase all the cool things FRE has done and is doing.
And with that, on with the episode.
From specialty crops to supply chain shocks, today's episode is all about the economics of introducing a new commodity to Florida's agricultural industry.
Now, with over 200 different commodities that quite literally range from A to Z, Florida already has quite the array of agricultural activity.
But we always want more. Wait, what crop do we grow that starts with a Z?
I'm pretty sure it's zinnias.
Oh.
Anyway, when it comes to deciding what new commodities make sense, producers have a couple of key questions to answer.
That's right. We need to know not only will it grow, but also will it sell? And who's going to do the buying?
Which brings us to the topic of today's episode, the finger lime. Am I reading that right?
Yes, that's right.
So how exactly did it get that name?
I have no idea, but let's find out. Joining us today are two of our in-house experts on this fascinating fruit. The first is Andreas, FRE alumni and current research analyst.
My name is Andres Bejarano-Lora. I'm right now a research analyst in the Food Research and Economics Department. I am originally from Guayaquil, Ecuador. I studied agribusiness at Zamorano University in Honduras, where I developed a strong interest in agriculture and how research can help solve real-world problems faced by growers or different stakeholders.
While finger limes are the topic of Andreas' master's thesis, he actually started out at the Tropical Research and Education Center in Homestead, Florida as an intern.
Before starting my master's degree, I had the opportunity to complete an internship at the University of Florida Tropical Research and Education Center, TREC, in Homestead in South Florida. That experience introduced me to UF research environment and gave me the chance to work alongside researchers tackling challenges facing Florida agriculture. It also confirmed that I wanted to continue my graduate studies at the University of Florida main campus in Gainesville.
We are also joined today by Dr. Chen, FRE assistant professor and one of Andreas's co-advisors.
Thank you for inviting us to be a guest on the podcast. My name is Li-Jun Angelia Chen. I am an assistant professor at Food and Resource Economic Department. I work on food economics and marketing.
The two have also been working with Dr. Suzanne Thornsbury, an FRE professor, previous podcast guest, and Andreas' other co-advisor for his master's program. In addition, they collaborated closely with Dr. Manjul Dutt, the lead scientist developing finger lime hybrids in Florida out of the UF IFAS Citrus Research and Education Center.
It's a really great interdisciplinary team with breeders, horticultural sciences, extension professionals. We are helping building the finger lime industry in Florida.
Now, if you haven't heard of finger limes before, don't feel bad because neither had Andreas.
So, interestingly and surprisingly, coming from an agricultural background from Ecuador and then Zamorano, I didn't knew anything about finger limes before coming to UF to my internship. My former advisor, Dr. Trent Blair, was the first one to introduce me to the project, and the more I learned about this fruit, the more fascinating it became to me. When I started my master's with my advisors, Dr. Chen and Dr. Thornsbury, and I formed the economics and marketing component of a larger interdisciplinary research team working to support the development of Florida's finger lime industry. What really caught my interest was that while there was a great deal of research on how to grow finger limes, the horticultural qualities and everything, there is very little information and very little empirical data about their economics and the market potential that this specialty crop has.
When Drs. Chen and Thornsbury took over this project from Dr. Blair and were looking for a master's student, Andreas was the perfect fit.
The first thing we did is to meet with collaborators such as Manjul Dutt, and he's been a lead scientist in the finger lime domain. We had a couple meetings and set up the plan, and so Dr. Thornsbury and I take care of the economic and marketing analysis. And that's the first step. The second step is to find a good master student in the next 2 years, work on the project, connect different moving pieces of research and extension. And Andres' name just popped up, and it's actually pretty natural to hire him as our student because he, as he mentioned, he was an intern working with Dr. Trent Blair on this project before he joined the UF for the master program. So it's just a perfect combo. And then we started working on the project since 2023. It's been a very productive and fun couple of years.
But wait, I still don't know what a finger lime is.
Well, I know what a finger lime is, but that's largely because I've given a guest lecture for Dr. Chen, plus she walks around FRE hallways handing these things out occasionally. But that is a good question. What is a finger lime? And more importantly, what on earth does it taste like?
So that's probably the question that we get asked the most. What is a finger lime and how does it taste? So let me start with the first question and then I will answer the second one. So what is a finger lime? Finger lime are a small citrus fruit. It's native to Australia. Instead of having the typical juicy segments that we're used to seeing in traditional citrus, they contain tiny juice-filled pearls that literally pop in your mouth. Because of that texture, they are often called the citrus caviar, the caviar of the citrus world. In terms of the flavor, your second question, imagine a bright, zesty combination of lime, lemon, and a hint of grapefruit. That is the taste of a finger limes that pop in your mouth.
These unique fruits are from Australia, and while they have flown down under the radar for a bit, they are surging in popularity.
You will often see finger limes served with oysters, seafood, sushi, desserts, or used as a garnish for cocktails because they do not only add citrus flavor, but they also add the texture and the visual appeal. One of the exciting things about the UF varieties developed by Dr. Manju Dutt is that the pearls inside are not green. They are beautifully pink to red pearls that are incredible eye-catching to the consumers, making them especially attractive for chefs and mixologists who want to create memorable dishes and drinks for their consumers.
This surging popularity is just what makes finger limes an interesting addition to Florida's specialty crops industry.
So from the consumer side or the consumption sector, the restaurant sector or the bar scenes are always looking for the next exciting ingredient to add to the dishes or the drinks. But from the grower side, they're always looking for the next best alternative as a profitable crop or commodity. So finger lime really provides an opportunity for both sides.
As the market grows, other states are also trying out this fruit.
There's limited production in the US. I think the major production of finger lime still focuses on Australia and a little bit in Hawaii in the US and in California as well, and now Florida. Because of the Florida variety being so visually appealing, a little pinky, a little red, which is different from the green and the white pearl, or vesicle, growers really see the opportunity to provide finger lime for this supply and demand gap.
While finger limes are originally green, UF has developed a version that is pink. Why isn't it orange and blue? Anyway, they are only one of several places that is trying to get a hand in the finger lime game. As production increases in other countries, there is only a little time left to be on the cutting edge.
So the cat is out of the bag. People are trying to figure out every country's high-end restaurant and bar scenes want to get hold of the finger lime supply.
While our horticulturists have made great strides in producing new varieties, they are not done tinkering yet.
There's a lot of research still going on, testing out or improving the UF-developed varieties in terms of suitability to grow in Florida. Dr. Manju and our team has been working on this for a few years, and there are really exciting results coming from this team that the UF-developed variety are suitable for growing in Florida conditions.
Another cool thing about finger limes, they may just be part of the solution to one of the biggest challenges facing Florida citrus right now, the HLB virus.
The HLB has played a major role in reducing the citrus production here in Florida. So it's a bacterial disease, also called a citrus green, that damaged the citrus production here in Florida. So a big thing from finger limes is that the UF varieties are tolerant to this disease, and that's also an opportunity for growers to diversify. They want to continue in the citrus industry here in Florida.
The citrus greening really brings complicated impact on the Florida citrus industry. First of all, it reduced the production, right? And it changed the fruit quality in terms of bricks level, which further influenced processing and the taste changes in the juice, and then increased the cost of production because growers are trying different methods, trying to keep the tree alive and trying to maintain the production. They increase the cost of maintaining the tree or nutritional treatment for the tree. And obviously the price of the juice will go up, not to mention compounded with the inflation in recent times. So imposes multiple challenges in the citrus industry.
This isn't to say that finger limes will replace the rest of the citrus industry in Florida, but they could help the industry diversify by offering a new premium product for growers to sell.
If the industry continues developing as we hope, finger limes won't replace traditional citrus, but they could become another valuable crop that complements Florida's citrus portfolio and creates new economic opportunities for growers too.
Now, just having a cool new product is only half the battle. The next part is to figure out if the good is actually viable. Figuring out this question was the main topic of Andreas's recently award-winning thesis.
When we started with our agricultural economic team, there was a lot of data from the horticultural qualities of finger limes and production, but there was not economic and market potential of finger limes. So my thesis focused on evaluating the market potential of finger limes and whether they could become a commercially viable specialty crop here in the Florida environment. So we look at both the supply and demand sides of the potential finger lime supply chain. We wanted to understand whether there is enough demand, who the potential customers are, how growers perceive the crop, and what challenges exist along the supply chain. And finally, our ultimate goal was to whether finger limes represent a realistic diversification opportunity for Florida's agriculture.
An award-winning thesis means combining lots of different info into one cohesive description. In addition to crunching the numbers, the team also collected first-hand perspectives from many different industry stakeholders, with help from those like Rika Orlando, an FRE alumnus who used her restaurant industry expertise to connect our researchers with chefs and cocktail creators and see how they would view this new specialty crop.
We combine interviews with industry stakeholders, consumer research, market analysis, and economic evaluations to develop a broader picture of the crop's market potential.
Now, despite all the opportunities that finger limes have for the citrus industry, it's not without its challenges.
I think like many emerging specialty crops or novel products, finger lime faces several challenges. For me, one of the biggest challenges is the market uncertainty, as Dr. Chen already said. The industry is still in the early stages here in Florida. Many growers simply don't know how large the market could become or whether demand will remain strong enough to justify investing in finger lime production.
Beyond challenges with growing the product is figuring out who will actually buy it.
At the same time, in the consumer side, consumer awareness and knowledge are both very low. Many people have never heard of finger limes, let alone they don't know how to use them. So I think that it's really important for building a successful industry. It's not just growing the crop. It's about creating an entire supply chain that connects the whole supply chain, the researchers, the growers, the distributors, the retailers, the chefs and consumers, and help them work together and start the Florida finger lime industry.
When weighing these pros and cons, there are a few key questions that pop up which need answered.
The growers still need answers to their question. Questions like, is it profitable? What are the risks? Who do I sell it to? Is there a market? These type of questions. So with economic research, it helps us answer those questions by connecting scientific innovation with real business decision.
There is a fine line that social scientists need to tread in not providing simply an answer, but guidance to the farmers.
Social scientists, especially applied economists like us, really fill the gap by examining if the next opportunity or the best alternative is actually economically viable. We provide insight on both supply and demand side and address the challenges on both sides and trying to bring the supply and demand together. So we are the information generator. We don't promote anything. We generate information that is critical for decision making.
Research like this, especially when conducted side by side with counterparts from other disciplines, is incredibly useful for ensuring the success and evolution of our specialty crop industries and our food systems as a whole.
Our research highlights the importance of continuing to invest in research, extension, and market development for emerging specialty crops. Building a successful industry takes more than developing a new variety. It requires supporting growers with information, connecting them to markets, and helping innovate agricultural businesses transition from research to commercial success.
As we begin to wrap up today's episode, we asked Andreas how his graduate school experience has shaped the way he addresses these problems.
So I really think that graduate school isn't just about taking classes. It's about learning how to ask meaningful questions and finding solutions to real-world challenges. Agriculture is one of the most important industries in the world because it fits all of us. And agricultural economics allows us to connect science, business, and policy to help producers make better decisions and build more resilient food systems.
So, to conclude, the food system is always adapting, always looking for that next best alternative in the industry, and new varieties are popping up every day.
I think the biggest takeaway is that the specialty crop industry is always evolving. And with every challenge comes an opportunity to innovate. Research plays an important role in helping us identify those opportunities and turn promising ideas into practical solutions. Whether if it's finger limes or it's another emerging crop, bringing together research, growers, industry, and consumers is what ultimately drives meaningful impact. I'm always grateful to the University of Florida, the Food and Research Economics Department, my advisors, and everyone who contributed to this project. And I'm very thankful for your time and for having me, and it was a pleasure sharing my research with you.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and along with maybe trying a finger lime, look out for other new exciting products that might be hitting the shelves of stores near you.
Because you will never find your next best thing unless you try some new things.
If you're interested in learning more about Andreas's project or finger limes as a whole, we'll have links in the episode's description.
If you've made it this far, you've finished the entire episode, and we thank you for that. Tune in next time for more food for thought. Thanks again for joining us on this episode of FRE Lunch. We hope you'll come back again for seconds.